Well, aside from the rainy weather, there seems to be a common complaint from just about every person I run into these days: allergies. Spring obviously sets off the most allergens and leads to a whole host of problems for people. Good thing is the experts at Ohio ENT and Allergy Physicians are here to help. I am with allergist Dr. Roger Friedman this morning. So good to have you.
Good morning, Robin. Great to see you again.
I don't know if it's great to see you because you're going to tell me some bad news about the allergy season. We were just talking about it.
I'm going to give you some good news too, though.
Okay, good. Okay, we'll start with the bad and then we'll make people feel better.
The bad news is this has been a terrible allergy season.
Right.
Every year we kind of say in the spring it's going to be bad, but this has probably been a once in every 10 or 15 year season. It's been so bad because we had such a mild winter, number one.
Right.
Number two, we've had a beautiful spring. We've had a lot of rain at the right time, and then we've had gorgeous weather. And what makes the allergy season so bad is when you have rain first, and then beautiful weather for 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, 10 days without rain, and the pollen gets in the air and stays there. And with the tree pollen season that's out right now, it's especially bad because tree pollen is so big and heavy that it plops right down on your eyes and it stays on your eyes. So everybody in Columbus is complaining of their eyes just driving them crazy.
Right, you're itching them all day, they're red, they're watery, all that stuff you don't want, you know.
They are horrible right now.
People asking you if you're sick. Nope, it's allergies.
That's exactly right.
So let's help people. What kind of treatments are there? Is there anything new out there?
So there's a few things. I mean, some old treatments. Number one is to stay indoors when you can. If you can, especially staying indoors in the early morning time of year, because the early morning is when a lot of the pollen happens. So if you can delay some of your exercise or activities, that helps. Number two, although it's beautiful out, everyone wants their windows open, keeping your windows closed can make a big difference. So those are two simple things. Otherwise, you know, if you've got a giant tree in your yard that you're allergic to, cutting it down is an option, not a perfect one, but one that you can do sometimes. As far as therapies, we have a lot of good medications. We have the old traditional antihistamines that have been out for a long time, and there's some even better ones now that have gone over the counter. A new one called Zizol is out over the counter, and it's similar to cetirizine and Zyrtec, but doesn't make you sleepy. So that's a helpful one. The nasal steroids have been incredibly effective, and again, many of them have now gone over the counter. Famous names like Flonase and Nasacort and Rhinocort are now over the counter, and if you shop around, you can find them fairly inexpensively.
For sure,
What's so important, though, is to use your medicines consistently. If you use it daily, even when you're not feeling bad, it will really do a much better job.
And the other thing is allergy shots, immunotherapy, that kind of thing. Is that good for everyone? Or?
Those are, well, if you're an allergist, yes.
Well, for sure.
In general, allergy shots can be very helpful, especially if you've got more severe disease and if the medicines don't do a good enough job.
Okay.
The good news and bad news about allergy shots is that they can cure the problem. There are one treatment that can cure the problem, so they can be so effective, but you need to have started them long ago. They take 4 or 6 months to really start working, and especially when they're done safely, and that's usually done on a weekly basis to build up to a top dose, they can be very, very effective. But again, if you're talking about allergy shots, we're probably going to be looking for next year in the future. And the other good thing about allergy shots and allergy treatments is they can prevent so many of the complicating diseases of allergies.
Yeah, and I didn't realize that these all happen kind of along with allergies.
Absolutely. We know that about 20% of children who get ear infections, they'll be due to allergies. And so if we can treat the allergies, we can help prevent some of the ear infections. Also helping to prevent sinus infections. That if we treat allergies, we can prevent rhinosinusitis. And that's very important. Luckily, too, with our group, that if we have those diseases, we have our ENT colleagues to be able to treat them well.
Right, and that's what you guys you work in a team, you work in tandem. A lot of it's related.
It is so much related, and there's tremendous synergy between the groups, between the allergist and the ENT, in figuring out how best to treat a patient and how to make them better, either with allergy treatment or ENT treatments.
So is the best way, if you're out there suffering and you can't really find something that works for you, to come in and have an allergy test and have an appointment?
Certainly, if you're not doing well and the over-the-counter medicines aren't doing a good enough job, seeing an allergy specialist can be very helpful for now, because we've got a couple tricks up our sleeves with some newer medicines, newer nasal sprays, one called Dymista that can be helpful, and Patnase are helpful, and that are still prescription. And then again, to be seen for the future, to try to make a person better for the rest of their life.
I like it. All right, Dr. Friedman, thank you so much.
My pleasure. Great seeing you.